To our second race of the 2025 season. This week we was in China. Another early start for us Europeans. And what a waste.
Yeah.
Not as early as the first race, thank God.
No. It's a bit easier to get up today, but still.
Yeah. Yes, it was quite dull, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the preview from the sprint race, I think we all knew it was going to be a little bit dull.
I think that's the problem with sprint races because if like nothing, if it's not due to rain or anything, the sprint race is just, well, this is how boring it's going to be tomorrow, just for a longer period of time. Kind of ruins it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it would be a lot more pit stops and things from the graining from Saturday, but it just wasn't the same today at all.
No.
Nothing happened.
No.
Literally nothing happened. Alonso's brakes went and then that was about it. That's all that.
Yeah.
I think the last two laps were the most stressful for me. That was scary.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just always George. It's just anytime anyone's doing anything wrong or something, is always like George is like, ooh,
no, it's my turn.
Here we go.
I mean, I think this is the first race in a long time where I can actually say that George was actually already up there from his qualifying. A lot of the time, he just sort of makes the most of everybody else, and then he's just there. It's like, oh, okay.
He loves a P3, doesn't he? At someone else's expense, does
he does. Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
I was very happy that Lando got him on the first lap.
Yeah, I mean, it's especially from the sprint. I mean, Lando's one of my favourites, but I'll be the first to say that he can never seem to hold his position. So
yeah,
it was nice to see that he did.
He had a very, very scrappy Saturday, Lando did. So yeah, I'm glad that today went well for him. Nearly didn't. It very nearly didn't.
Yeah, I think I think once he loses positions, I don't know if it's like in his head or something, but he seems to lose momentum to get himself back up there like quick.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
What does get in his head a bit, bless him.
Do we think, I know we're only 2 races in and it's just too early to say, but obviously last year it was, it's like, 2025 is going to be, like Lando's going to be champion. Is Oscar going to be in there as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be very close.
Yeah. It's going to be a little scrappy, I think, at McLaren.
Yeah.
I don't know if they might start going against each other or if it'll work well, but I think they're both definitely up there for the Drivers' Championship this year.
Yeah, I agree. I think it will be really close between them, and everything's very nice and friendly at the moment. But when it gets to the second half of the season and the points we're getting closer, I don't know. I feel like it could maybe get a bit spicy.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, from last week's, I know like they're only trying to clear the back markers, but as soon as that radio come up and they was like hold positions, I was going, not this again.
Yeah.
I know that was for a reason, and that was only the first race, but I really hope they don't start that again because I did not like that from them last year. And they are my team.
Yeah.
I still struggle to watch any replays of Hungary from last year because that was just the most awkward race I think I've ever watched in my entire life. Yeah, I really don't. I don't want that again this year.
No. I suppose it'll just come down to who. I don't know if like you say, halfway through the season, if Oscar is higher than Lando, then obviously he would. You'd hope then get priority over.
Yeah. I think they are both very, very focused on the constructors for McLaren as well. I mean, they're both committed to the team. Oscar's obviously just signed another multi-year extension to stay with them. So I think ultimately they are very team orientated. But at the end of the day, if they're if they're fighting up there for a drivers' championship, because this could be their last opportunity. We don't know whether next year, with all of the new regulations, whether McLaren's still going to be as quick. They might drop, you know, right down. You just don't know. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I hope it's all very friendly and nice.
Oh God. Yeah, I do. It's weird at McLaren. It's like Zach always says he has two drivers and not a number one driver, but if it comes down to it, then he's gonna have to pick a side. Like
Yeah.
he can't like both of them. Like you've got
someone's
championship
got to win.
I think that's where McLaren really struggle. All of the other teams do really have a clear one and then a clear two. So I think that's where it will. They need to make the decision earlier on this season if one of the drivers is looking to be in, you know, in play and the other one not so much. They need to decide earlier than they did last year to help that driver, I think. Whether it be Lando, whether it be Oscar.
I think Oscar's definitely championship material.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
He's
no doubt at all.
Good. Proving that it can be done by rookies.
Yeah. Sometimes, though, I do just want to shake him and say, show me some passion.
Yeah, he's very just on his radio. He's just so
laid back. It's like, come on. When he was just like, I've just had a little scream in my helmet, but I didn't want to deafen you. I'm just like, oh,
deafen us.
We want to hear it.
I think, can we talk about this second Red Bull seat?
Oh, Jen.
I said to Kel before, I said I'm just done. Like, I feel like the second Red Bull seat is either cursed by Daniel Ricciardo when he left, or something dodgy's going on behind there, because it's not normal. It's I don't understand what's going on, and the rumours that came out today, I think, are just wild. If they replace him before Japan, which, bearing in mind, is a track he knows like the back of his hand, so if he goes into Suzuka and he's bad, it's the car, because he knows Suzuka, like, literally, he raced in it like 2 years ago, like 3 times. So I think it's, in my opinion, I'd want him to go back to Racing Bulls. In my honest opinion, I don't want to see my driver beaten down like that. I mean, he's still very positive at the minute, but the fact that he's coming out and saying, I don't have time.
Yeah.
He's very aware that he does not have time. Like, so I think.
Yeah.
I think if it happens and he does go back to Racing Bulls and he performs and he's up there like Yuki and like Hadjar, then the second Red Bull seat is cursed. Or it's made for Max. It's as simple as that.
It is, though, isn't it? That's the problem. It is made for.
It's made for Max.
Because he's the champion, which is fine, because you know you've got your driver there, who will win for you. But you also have to take into account when you're putting somebody else in that team alongside Max. You know, if you want them to work together, you've got to not just favour Max. Obviously, going to be the favourite, but you know, be a little bit. You know,
it is.
I mean, I said to Jen before we came on, you know, Liam isn't a shit driver. No. We saw what he could do in the Racing Bulls at the end of last season. And I said, if they do switch them straight away for Japan, which I think ridiculously too early after 2 races to do that. But if they do switch him, I think that in the Racing Bull, Liam will be fighting up where Yuki and Hadjar have been. You know, sort of qualifying pace. That car is quick and they've been getting it into the top 10.
I just don't think he's, like you say, he's not, you know, he's shown what he can do. I just don't think that he's ready. I just think you need somebody who's mentally older and, you know, to go in that team.
I mean, that could be a part of it as well. Going up against Max has got to be very intimidating.
Yeah, I mean, Checo, speak about him, but he was mentally older to put up with it, because, you know, he's only young, Liam, and like you say, we're only 2 races in. He'll see everything that's been being said about him.
Oh yeah.
So there's that, and then it's, you know, the pressure of driving that seat. alongside Max, you're not just doing well, you've got to be better than everybody else. And and then you've got people like Marco coming out, he's just saying whatever he wants about his own drivers. It's like, well, you're not inspiring confidence in anybody. So I just think maybe he just wasn't ready. I just think they needed somebody older. I personally still would have put Carlos in there. I think he was
I think they made a big mistake not getting Carlos. I think Carlos would have been probably perfect in that seat. He knows what he's doing. He's been in that car before. I think putting a 22-year-old in there it's too much. Like, he's a very confident lad, and he knows what he's doing, but it's going to beat him down at some point. Like, it happened to Pierre, it happened to Alex. Like, them two know more than anything what it is to be a Red Bull driver.
I think it would happen to anyone, though. Like you said, he can see what the team boss is saying about him and then about Yuki as well, publicly.
Yeah.
And all of the rumours going around. It is going to have an effect on...
I don't know why he's there. Like, why? What purpose does he serve being there? Everything that comes out of his mouth is just utter bullshit.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he actually just like
nonsense. He calls his just get rid of him.
Yeah, he's not a great person, is he? But
no, there's nothing positive that ever comes out.
It's like last week when Hadjar was obviously upset about crashing out. It was just like, it's just embarrassing for him to cry. And I'm like, he's a child. He's literally a child.
He was literally his first race. Well, you'd be upset. He's just
disgusting.
Yeah, and this is why Red Bull don't do themselves any favors as possibly the most toxic, hated team. I just don't think they care. That's the problem. They're not.
No,
they've got Max, so it's just they don't really care about anything else.
Yeah.
What are they going to do when Max leaves, though?
Yeah, that's it. Once Max leaves, though, he goes and he doesn't win a championship this year. Then if he goes to a different team, then what the hell is going to happen to Red Bull?
It will be. I'll tell you what, I did have a thought, actually. Imagine if, not that it would happen, because I think Lewis probably regrets his decision to leave and go to Ferrari now. Imagine if he would have been in Red Bull alongside Max. I'd actually quite like to see that, to see how they work together.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
Definitely not. Although you never know, because Lewis might think, all right, I'll have one more year after this year and I'm leaving Ferrari because it's Ferrari. Just can't get their shit together at all. What is going on?
They're so bad at the minute. Every time the radio comes up, I'm just like, oh my God, what are they going to say this time? Who's going to be talking about this time? What's going on?
They're just so bad. Like, I just don't know. It's like they just wake up, come to the race and be like, right, okay, we'll just play it by ear today.
Yeah.
Tell the drivers to do stuff they already they know what to do. We'll just make sure they know how to overtake and stuff. And just, I think with Ferrari, it'll be interesting when, if they do come to be competitive at any point, kind of their driver dynamic, because obviously you've got Charles is the golden boy, always has been, against your 7-time world champion. Like, who are you going to favor in that thing? Would be quite interesting to watch.
I loved Charles's responses today on the radio.
It's so sassy at the minute.
It was so sassy. When they told him to try and stay off the curbs, he was just like, nope.
I love that. I was just like, okay, Charles is not happy today.
I feel like he's just always like just in pain of talking to them, everything.
It's just like, please don't talk to me. Please just leave me alone. Please don't say anything.
I cannot believe the pace that he had in that car when he's missing that front end plate and he was catching so quickly at one point. I was just like, how is this possible? They're saying he's losing 30 points of downforce, but he's like, is he though? Is he really?
Is he really?
I mean, obviously, as it turns out, at the end of the race, his car was obviously a little bit lighter than it should have been.
Bad day for them to have both drivers out.
That's where all of the drama happened. It wasn't during the race, it was after.
Yeah.
I don't know what these teams expect, though. You just can't do that and expect not to get caught, because everyone, they check stuff anyway, but everybody's a gossip. And if the team think that they've seen something dodgy going on, or something that they can question, they will,
Oh yeah,
because they're just all bitchy.
they are.
They really are. They were today on the radio. Matt's just like, Charles's
They're
wing is
so-
broken.
Yeah. Or I've noticed something. I better just get onto the FIA about that. Like,
It's
honestly.
like Alonso's brakes on fire.
I know.
That made me
I'm
laugh.
pretty sure he knows that. Grass.
You can probably feel that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's very aware of that, for sure.
Like, oh, his brakes are on fire. Come on, get this reported.
Yeah. I mean, Ferrari's statement after they were disqualified was just like, yeah, you know, we fucked up.
At least they owned it.
Yeah, at least they're honest about it. That's the
Yeah.
start.
We thought it might work. It didn't. We won't do it
didn't.
again.
They need to get their shit together, man. The Ferrari is quick. They just
Yeah.
need to get it all together. And this is the thing with Ferrari. They have these days where you're just like, oh my God, they got something right. And then they go back again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's what they did last season. You watch them and you're like, oh, finally,
Yeah.
And then the week after, like, shit, that was a one-off. Don't know what to do now.
Oh, forget I said anything.
I'm panicking. Yeah. That's about it, really. What happened.
Nothing else happened.
We won't talk about Pierre.
Another rookie as
No.
well, staying on the Alpine thing, Jack.
I don't know what Jack is doing at the minute, but he's not doing himself any favours. Let's just
He
put it
is-
that way.
He has had a scrappy weekend,
Oh.
Jack has, and he's got, Franco waiting. He's there. Keeps panning to him in the garage, have you noticed?
I find that so bad though, because it's like
That
it's
is
so
awful.
obvious, like
Yeah,
what
it is
would
so
happen.
obvious.
You're like, we know
Remember
what
they
you're
were
gonna do.
doing it against Danny and Liam last year, and I was
Yeah.
just like, please stop.
Yeah,
Now
Stop.
it's
We
now
just
it's
knew it
Jack
was
and
coming.
Franco.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah,
I think
No,
it's
so-
the foggy haircut.
Don't talk to me about it. God,
I
hate it.
still don't understand why.
I absolutely hate it.
Doesn't
Like they were
understand.
posed like they've gone to like prison or something, and they've all got the same hair.
It's like Jack had really nice hair as well. Like, why are you?
He
putting it
did,
on?
Yeah,
It's like Pierre called him up before the season and gone, are you having your hair done, Jack? Oh, he's like, oh, I've buzzed it off again. I was like, all right, then I'll do the same.
We'll do the same. Yeah. All right, cool.
matchy.
No, I mean, everyone's saying that Pierre's had a hair transplant now, haven't they? Aren't they? So
I think he
that's
has.
why
I think he
he's,
secretly in the off season has gone
got
and
his
had a
hair.
transplant.
Yeah, he's probably balded from Red Bull torment.
stress.
maybe.
Liam will be next. He'll have no blonde hair left.
That's what I mean. He can kiss goodbye to that blonde there. Just to get Pierre's surgeon on the phone.
Yeah, can you pass me his number, please? Might need
Aw.
it in a few weeks.
Buy one, get one free.
I like it.
Oh,
Oh god.
yeah. Well, that's the race covered.
Yeah, I mean, it was dull, but any race where it's the
Yeah.
McLaren 1-2, I'm happy. So
Not bothered about anybody else as long as McLaren are in
I can't really complain.
it.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stop getting up early in future
Yeah.
unless it's due to rain, because I am not getting up. Not that I do
Yeah.
anyway, but slept through last week, slept through this one. Yeah.
So you're saying that in Japan, unless there's rain on the forecast, you're not waking up for it?
It's not getting up.
No. Is that 7 a.m. as well?
I think it's
I
like
think.
6.
Nope.
No.
Nope for
No.
me. Unless it's gonna rain, I will be in my slumber.
In my slumber.
I'll deal with the chaos at 9.
I'm walking up.
Yeah. It's so hard because like last week and this week, I just want to like just have a browse on socials, but I can't. Like
Yeah.
my phone just has to stay
Yeah.
so far away because I know I'll ruin it for myself,
Yeah.
and then I'll be mad at knowing
Yeah.
what's gonna come.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did that on Saturday. I didn't wake up for any of them on Saturday,
No.
so I stayed off my phone. But I kept going to pick it up. But so I was in the middle of the sprint race, and I always follow along on like the McLaren app to see what they're saying on the radio. And I went to go and pick it up, and I was just like, oh, there's no point me doing that because this was on ages ago.
That's following along 3 hours later.
Let's try. There would have been nothing there. They would have told me the result, but
Oh, I like your jumper, Jen. Just off topic.
It's
So cute. Oh my god.
Primark special.
Product placement.
Yeah, there you go.
I love it. Looks so cozy.
It is really cozy.
A little bit of Primani.
Oh,
Right, definitely. But anyway.
Anyway.
Anyway,
Let's not
back
off
to
topic again.
I can't really think of anything else to say.
No.
No, don't think there is anything. Pretty boring.
Yeah.
Yep. But McLaren won too, so yeah.
I like it when you always know when you get the email. That's another thing on the email when it's like, oh, such a percentage off.
Oh yeah.
You're like, well, now I know someone was on the podium.
It's been a good good race for one or both of the
If you've not got a McLaren email, it's not been a good time.
It's not been a good time. No. Yeah, I'm hoping for no more problems with Lando's brakes in Japan, please, and thank you, McLaren.
In advance.
Sort it out.
Make sure that's sorted out, please.
Yes.
I don't need that stress in my life at 6 o'clock in the morning.
No, well, no, I don't at 10 o'clock. Well then.
Yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks for Japan.
Yes, we will see you all then.
Bye.
Bye.